In the second video about the simple principles of good service management, we discuss the importance of defining our services. Of course, the idea of defining services is not new. In fact, we find it in every service management framework and standard. ITIL and ISO 20000, for example, refer to service level agreements, or SLAs, as the documents where the services are defined. So it will not surprise you that, also in YaSM, we have a strong emphasis on defining the properties of our services and setting up formal agreements with our customers. And today I'd like to tell you more about why service definitions are so useful and how they play a key role in YaSM. Let's start with a very simple example, such as a restaurant. There are lots of different types of restaurants. Some serve, say, basic fare at a modest price, while others specialize in refined, more expensive French cuisine. Without a menu, things are almost certain to go wrong. Depending on what they expect, customers may complain about high prices or poor quality. So restaurants always have kind of a service definition in the form of a menu that lists the food on offer and its price. Customers thus know what to expect, and if their expectations are met, there's a good chance that the customers are happy and come again. Now a slightly more advanced example, where a laboratory offers blood tests. There's an inexpensive standard service allowing customers to send in blood samples through the post without any guaranteed processing times. For customers who need the test results urgently, there's a more expensive express service. The laboratory collects the blood samples from the customers and delivers the test results within 4 hours. Just as in the case of the restaurant, we must define somewhere what the customers get for their money. And in YaSM we use 2 documents for this purpose: service definitions in combination with service agreements or contracts. These 2 documents contain the complete specification of the service, and in particular they describe the service interface, how to send in the samples and how to obtain the results, the service outcome or utility, such as the types of blood tests offered, the service warranty in terms of guaranteed processing time, and the price customers have to pay for using the service. Now, why is the service definition so important? Because with a clear definition of the service, your customers know what to expect and how much it will cost. And you know what kind of service you have to deliver. This puts you in a position to figure out what capabilities and resources you need for providing the service. At this point you might say that this is not exactly new and we are only stating the obvious here. Well, I agree that all service providers should define their services in this way. But time and again we experience that many organizations have some kind of idea of the services they provide. But in fact they never thought about their service definitions properly. Here's what I mean. If we ask our laboratory, they may answer that their service is the examination of blood samples. If you ask the customers, they will, of course, also want their blood samples analyzed. But they may have other expectations too, for instance, that the blood samples are collected, that the results are available within a guaranteed time frame and in a specific format, or that the invoice is sent directly to their health insurance. These are just examples, but I hope you can see that when creating the service definitions, we put ourselves in the shoes of the customers, and this is often a very good exercise that helps us offering better, more attractive services. So we have now seen that proper service definitions are a key to success, and therefore they figure prominently in all service management frameworks. And if you have a bit of time, I'd like to show you briefly how the service definitions help us in YaSM with managing services across their life cycle. You may have seen in some other YaSM videos that YaSM contains 5 service lifecycle processes, 1 for setting the service strategy, and 4 more for designing, implementing, operating, and improving the services. When taking a strategic decision to introduce a new service, then we'll create, as a first step, a draft service definition. This will be completed during the service design stage, based, for example, on detailed requirements collected from the customers. The completed service definitions are then passed along to the service implementation process, so that we can implement the services as specified. and also to the service operation and improvement processes, where they serve as points of reference. Of course, the completed service definitions are also added to the service portfolio, which holds the complete collection of service definitions in our organization. Finally, in the service improvement process, we may decide that the service needs an update, which could result in an updated service definition. And then the service lifecycle starts over again. I don't know if this looks complicated to you. In fact, I would say that this is a rather straightforward way of managing the services of an organization based on service definitions. And in the YaSM process model, we provide detailed advice regarding these processes. Let's take a look, for example, at the service design stage. At the left, where we have the inputs to this process, we can see the draft service definition being sent in from the strategic process. Within service design, we have a sub-process for defining the required properties of new or changed services. This is the place where we fill in all the details in the service definition documents. And in particular, we describe the desired service outcomes from the customer perspective, describe the service interface, and define the capacity, performance, and availability targets. After some more steps, we end up with a detailed service definition as a key output from this process, still in draft status because it's not yet approved. Of course, since the service definitions are such important documents in YaSM, we also provide a ready-to-use template or checklist. You can open it with a mouse click and, as you can see, the template for the service definition is provided as a Word document that describes the typical contents. For instance, there are sections specifying the service utility, the outcomes of the service, and the service warranty. With this template, it should not be too hard for you to create the service definitions in your organization. And if we go back to Visio again, we can also see that the service definition as a key output from this process is passed along to a number of subsequent processes. For instance, to the process for building new or changed services, where we need the definition in order to implement the service as specified. So much about service definitions and why they are so important in service management. I'm sorry the session took a bit longer than usual, but I suppose that, if in doubt and if possible, we should choose quality over speed. So I'd like to thank you for holding out until the end, and as always, if you have any questions, we are happy to answer them in the YaSM community.